Welcome to Trust Your Inner Sense with Joanne Starkman podcast. I'm Joanne Starkman, and I look forward to going on this collaborative journey with you to ignite inspiration, inspire self-discovery, and instill new meaning in life. I'm excited to host a wonderful array of guests, including innovators, creatives, expert coaches, teachers, and much, much more who come together to share their stories. Each episode reveals how they've embraced their inner sense to pursue their passions and shine their unique lights in the world. We'll have thought-provoking discussions and chat about tools that will provide fresh perspectives to help you create a joyful and meaningful life. As founder and chief visionary officer of award-winning hair care brand Inner Sense Organic Beauty, I am also an avid meditator, platform artist, author, and mother of a special needs young adult. Over 20 years ago, I intentionally brought mindfulness to morning routines by authoring each affirmation on Inner Sense Organic Beauty's products, which we call Innerflections. You can check them out on the back of the bottle. It's my goal to have this podcast to be your warm and compassionate companion, whether you're on a journey for deeper meaning, seeking greater joy, or in need of love and healing. Let's continue our journey of self-discovery, self-care, and self-love. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into this week's Trust Your Inner Sense episode now. Hello, friends. I'm super, super excited that you're here today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really thrilled by these two beautiful women that I have as guests today, and I am just going to launch right into it. I've got Victoria and Alexandria, the Birch Sisters, and they are podcasters and social media queens, and they have a store where they have beautiful clothing, and I'm super excited for them to spread their message of love and wisdom and awareness for Williams syndrome. So thank you, women. I love that you're here today. I'm super, super excited to have you guys on.
We're
Thanks for
excited to be
being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Yay.
you.
We're fangirling.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm fangirling. Are you kidding me? I am loving this. This is
Love your
super
shirt,
fun.
by
Oh,
the
and I'm
way.
wearing my little shirt today. Did you see for the occasion?
Oh, of course I saw.
I didn't know we were going to be twinning here. I
I
love
almost
it.
wore mine, but I was like, maybe I'll wear it in every. But
Oh,
you know,
I know. No,
love
it's
this
good.
shirt.
It's a good design. I'm
Thank
wearing,
you.
this is this year's design for Williams syndrome
Mhm.
awareness,
Yes,
correct?
we
Yeah.
designed it. Yes, we did.
That is amazing. Well, I mean, I'd love to dive right into Williams syndrome if that's okay. Or let me let you guys introduce yourselves and tell everybody a little bit about yourselves first.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm Alexandra. I'm 28 years old.
That's the
No
same age
doubt.
as Morgan. I guess I didn't realize that. Amazing. That's super
Mhm,
cool. When
You're
is your
my
birthday
sister.
exactly? What month?
September 30th.
Oh, so it's coming up soon.
Believe me, we know. When we hit the 6-month mark, she's like, it's 6 months till my birthday. It's 5 months till my birthday. It's 3 weeks and 25 days till my birthday. She said the other day when we were at the house, I wonder what we're going to do for my birthday this year. What kind of cake am I going to have? What kind of present? And I'm like, Alexandria, it's in September.
Well,
You're gonna
I
be
get
okay.
excited every day. I'm sorry.
I know you do.
Well, we had a rule in our family that you could only talk about your birthday starting the month of your birthday. So I started that very early on because it was the same sort of thing. We'd talk about the birthday like the whole year long. And so I was
Yes.
like, Morgan's October 28th. So I can remember saying to her, okay, we can only start talking about your birthday when it's October. So then I would get 4 weeks of talking about her birthday.
Yes.
So instead of
Yes.
the whole year. So,
We
but I
love to celebrate
understand.
her birthday.
Yeah, I understand the
sometimes-
excitement. I get it.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you, Victoria.
I'm her sister. That's my title. I love that. No, I am her sister. We've done everything together practically our whole lives.
Mhm.
And when I started having an interest in doing social media, of course, I was like, oh, it was my mom's idea. I wanted her to do it with me, and I loved it because I was like, of course. And so,
Which I never knew she wanted me to be on social media at
well, she didn't say I
first.
want. She was just like, what if? Because it was actually the first video we ever posted together was in May for Williams Syndrome Awareness. And
Oh.
Mom was like, you should do a video with your sister and try and raise awareness for May. And I was like, that is such a good idea. So anyway, that's kind of how it started.
And what year was that? Because you guys have been doing this for quite some time.
9 years ago, right? Has it been
Probably
9
7 or
years?
8 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was really nervous at first. I didn't want to do it because, I mean, I feel like when you post online all the time, you live in a glass house and you can get hate comments or trolls or whatever. And I got them, but it never bothered me. And I was just like, but it would bother me about my sister.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, but we never really, we had a couple issues, but other than that, everyone's like loves her, which how can you not? So anyway, yeah, we started doing that, and she loves to shop, and she loves clothes. So we started shopping and upcycling and making our own clothes and whatever she wants to do. She is the boss.
I love that. I
She's
love
the
that.
boss.
It's fun to be the boss, right?
Mhm.
That's amazing. Well, if you guys don't mind, I'd love to talk a little bit more about Williams syndrome and kind of your journey with Williams syndrome. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, I know for Morgan, like she was diagnosed at 22 months old. And so that was kind of a pretty big life-changing moment for us and for our family. Would you be willing to share your story?
Yeah,
Mhm.
of course. Do you want to go?
I was diagnosed at
You were young.
2
2 maybe?
Okay.
years old, I think.
That's like Morgan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never had heart surgery. Hopefully, I never will.
Right.
Yeah, she was young, and our mom, I mean, we just tell it from her perspective because I was also young too. I don't quite remember anything, but since she had me first, she knew something was off about Alexandra the moment she came out. And
Mhm.
then when she wasn't hitting all her milestones like I did at her age, Mom kept going back saying something's not right. She's not developing like, she's supposed to be. And the doctors really didn't know, which is kind of a common theme on even people that we interview. Moms keep going, something's not right here. And doctors are like, unless they're familiar with Williams syndrome. Anyway, and we had a friend who lived close by who had a daughter who also had Williams syndrome. And then Mom talked to her. She's like, that's what my daughter has.
Wow. So
Yeah.
your mom knew her then prior to the diagnosis, or?
Yeah, she said actually she was sitting in a restaurant and the people behind her, which was the lady, was talking about her daughter's diagnosis, kind of saying, she has like some developmental delays and, they say that they have like a wider mouth. And Mom, we're eavesdroppers. We're very nosy. And she was eavesdropping her conversation.
Sounds like a hairdresser.
I know. Maybe we should have been hairdressers.
Right?
And she said, well, that is what my daughter has. And the lady was like, well, it's pretty rare. And I think at that time they were saying it was like 1 in 20,000 or something. And she was like, no, we're the 1 in the 20,000. Like there's not. And she was like, no, that's what my daughter has. Anyway, took her and had the fish test done. And that's what she had. So.
Wow.
Which
That's incredible.
We're friends with them to this day. We're like, oh my God.
Oh, that's so sweet. And is she the same age?
Yeah.
Same
Age.
Oh, and lives in your town.
Well, like 30 minutes out.
That is so rare. That's wonderful. Good for you. That's amazing.
A blessing.
Yeah.
Because my mom had been searching for answers and it just like kind of just appeared,
Amazing. Well, obviously I live with Morgan and so I know what Williams syndrome is like but for people that don't know what Williams syndrome is like, how would you describe it?
Fun.
Yeah. I love that. That is so true.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, when you're getting down on yourself some days, I'm going to remind you that you said it was fun.
Well, sometimes it's hard.
I know, but it is fun.
Yeah. No, there are hard days. I mean, definitely
Mhm.
Morgan has her hard days. And, one of the best advice that I got very, very early on when Morgan was diagnosed, I was lucky enough to have a dear friend that was a special ed teacher. And I, of course,
Mhm.
before your child is diagnosed, or like, at least for me, I had no clue about the disability world. And so she was one of the first phone calls that I made. And she actually taught, I think at middle school or high school or something like that. And what she told me, like, which I thought was really good advice, was the best thing that you can do for Morgan is make sure that she knows what her strengths are, but also
Mhm.
knows what her weaknesses are.
Yeah.
She saw a lot of parents just tell their kids, you can do anything, and kind of just like, make them feel like, this is the wrong way to say it. I don't know how else better to say it, but like make them feel like they were normal. And so then it set them up for a lot of disappointments and a lot of
Mhm.
things that, and so I've just found that for me with Morgan, we talk about her disappointments and we talk about her tough days, because what I saw also in the Williams syndrome community is there can be a lot of, depression and anxiety.
Mhm.
And so I feel like that is something that I've worked with Morgan on a lot through just having a lot of tools in our toolbox, so that when she does have those days and when she is down on herself, to remind her that we can all get that way, right? We can all
Mhm.
have, fear and anxiety and depression. And that's not just a Morgan thing or a Williams syndrome thing. That's just like a human thing.
Just life.
Exactly. Right?
For sure. No,
Yeah.
we talk about that a lot, because it's something we've mentioned before on our podcast, but oh, it seems like a trend, like when they're younger with Williams syndrome, it is more of like the happy syndrome, but the older
Uh-huh.
that they get, the anxiety and then depression kind of starts to slowly come in, which is not something we ever had to deal with when she was younger. And we talked about that, it's normal. Everybody has bad days. It's
Hmm.
just a normal part of life. I feel like they feel it a little deeper than like
Right.
I do sometimes.
Mhm.
So
And I would wonder for you, I know this is how it feels for me, and something that I just kind of looked at as Morgan grew up, and just kind of what I gleaned and understood from the disability community in general. And something that I'm extremely passionate about is the idea that we all want, like, to be valued. We all
yeah.
want a place in life. We all want to feel like we're contributing to like a bigger cause. And a
Hmm.
lot of people feel that through work,
Yeah.
going to work every day. And
You're like,
I
you have a
think
purpose. You feel
you
like
have a
you have
purpose. Exactly.
something.
Like you're
Yeah.
getting up to do something and to go be with your coworkers, or,
Hmm.
when you're in school, you to go be with your classmates. And so what I kind of wondered as I watched like Morgan get older and just the Williams syndrome community in general, was part of the anxiety and depression because weren't because people weren't being offered like a sense of purpose or a
Yeah.
place to thrive or whatever. And so I feel like that has been kind of one of my missions for Morgan, is to be sure that I didn't know that it was going to be here at InnerSense, that she was going to be our director of joy, but it sure has been a blessing for her and a
Yeah.
blessing for me to watch that she can get up and go to work every morning and
Hmm.
connect with her coworkers. And I'm sure for you, like probably, being on social media and having your podcast and vlogging and all the things that you do, that probably gives you like a big sense of purpose, I would assume. Is that
You feel like you go
correct?
to
Or
work when you come with me.
yeah.
And I mean, that's a lot, if not the reason that I love to do it is because it, gives her purpose. And, her friends, a lot of your friends have jobs that they go to. And
Yeah.
before we started doing this, she was like, I don't know, like everyone has a job and what am I supposed to do? And we started doing this. And I'm like, well, this is your job now.
Right.
I love it now.
You got a good job. That's so cool.
But I mean, it's true. I mean, every person deserves to have the feeling that they have a purpose and a
Mm.
mission in life. They have disabilities, I think it's one thing our mom taught us when we were growing up is that we weren't going to be like, oh, woe is me. She's got a disability. It was like, no, you can do it. You can do it. And if you can't do it this way, we're just going to create a different way. We're going to figure it out. Might have to do it a little differently, but you can do what you need to do.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's amazing. Well, we talked a little bit about how potentially people with Williams syndrome feel a little bit more deeply. And I know they love connection and just
Mhm.
have that, just that drive to be with people. How has that kind of outlook with the empathy and the connection and all that, how has that shaped your family's relationship and outlook on life?
No.
Um,
I first off, disclaimer, I am such a crier. So if you keep
Oh.
asking me these intense questions,
I'm
I'm probably gonna
not.
start crying.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for
No, no, no,
my
no,
my
no, not in a
questions
bad
to be
way.
intense.
They're like happy questions, like happy tears.
Oh,
Oh
Oh,
goodness.
oh, are you starting?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh my God, she's starting. Now you're gonna I'm gonna start.
No.
I think these are things people would really want to know, right? I
No,
mean,
of
Mhm.
course. No, I'm not saying it's bad by any
yeah.
means. We're weenies, we're criers. Um, no, I mean, sh she is so loving and happy and, truly loves unconditionally, and one thing I've noticed, oh gosh, when we have met with other people with Williams syndrome, it's like the pure innocence within them. They never seem to really outgrow it, and it's something that it's hard. There was a moment in my life where I was really depressed and had a lot of anxiety, and it was hard to focus on that or be kind of caught up in that when you had someone around you who was so positive and loving and just uplifted you. You know what I mean? It's like a
Hmm.
little ray of sunshine, and she definitely within our family. Anytime we're having a bad day or we're going through some stuff, she's definitely our little light.
Oh.
Can I talk now?
Oh, yes,
Ooh.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
My mom and my sister mean. Oh, okay.
Ooh. Ooh. And
They
Dad, don't forget
mean
Dad.
they mean everything to me. Without them, I would be in a bad place. I would. They mean a lot. I'm not kidding. It's a blessing. it
Oh,
it is.
Yeah, I
yeah.
think we all love each other very fiercely.
I
So,
can feel that. That's amazing. Yeah, you guys are very, very lucky to have one another. Well, okay, next question. Hopefully that this is not as difficult or as emotional. So sorry, ladies, for making you cry so early in the
no, we
morning
cry
here.
all the time, so it's like nothing new.
So, of course, the name of my podcast, Trust Your Inner Sense, right? How have you guys trusted your inner sense through this journey? Like whether as it be a sister or daughter or advocate or just simply for yourself? Like, what does that look like for you?
Trusting our inner sense. Well,
Or
She's
maybe
like a
even
mom
thinking,
to me in a way.
oh,
oh.
that's
But
sweet.
when I ask you to do things, you're very quick to remind me, "You're not my mom.
Well, sometimes I get
You're not my
annoyed.
mom."
It's okay.
Okay,
Mm.
it's okay. That's what
So
sisters
selective
do.
momming, right?
Yeah, we have selective hearing. I don't know if Morgan's like that as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. The hearing is very dialed up for her, but, when she's being asked to do something, that is maybe when it can be selective.
Yes. It's like, "What? I didn't hear you." I'm like, "Girl, yes, you did. You heard me."
Oh.
Okay, so repeat, you said trusting our
Oh,
inner sense in
right, but I mean, you can think of it as far as like a North Star or a guiding light or like like what has that looked like for you, like on your journey up until now?
Oh, well, I think a lot when it comes to our social media and our platforms is trying to be authentic in what's
Mm,
going on. I think
mhm,
authenticity is one thing that we strive for, and is more of a guiding light for us. And to do things in, even though we have to do things a little bit differently, we create our own journey to get
Mhm.
there. And that just because she has a disability doesn't mean that we can't achieve things, you know, and that as long as we're doing them authentically and showing our struggles, but also showing the positivity and the happiness that comes from it. And I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it totally answers my question. Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of challenges, like, have you had any unexpected challenges that have brought you to some level of meaningful growth or something that was kind of maybe unexpected for you?
In regards to Williams syndrome?
Or anything, just in life in general, you know? I mean,
Hmm.
for example, for me, like, I just think in the broader brushstroke, like when Morgan was diagnosed, I thought that was like a massive challenge, and
Yeah.
just for many, many years, I think it was like, there was depression and just, kind
Mhm.
of the bubble being burst. But then I think now on the other side of a lot of it, it's like there's so much goodness that has come from it. I'm just wondering, have
Yeah.
you guys had, whether it's Williams syndrome or not, any sort of, challenges that maybe have
Mm.
brought you to the other side?
Yeah. No, I mean, when she got diagnosed, she was young, I was young, so I know
What's your age difference?
we're 3 years apart.
Okay. That's
And so
like
we
kind of
She's
like
always
Max and
32.
Morgan. Okay.
Shh, you don't have to tell the internet how old I am. They can just Google it if they're that curious. Sorry, that's okay. So I mean, I never really had, that experience like you described. I'm sure our mom did. Yeah, it was always just normal. This is Alexandra, and we just do things a little differently, and that's okay. But I
Yeah.
think for us, the biggest challenge that we went through together was we had a fairly large social media following a few years back, and we got hacked, and we were shut
Mm.
down. And I know prior to that, we were, well, not we, I was intent on seeing what's trending, seeing, what was making us the most income, what we needed to do to kind of stay on top of like being relevant. And I mean, that was our main source of income when we got hacked. And I
Oh,
think,
that's tough.
yeah, it was tough. Well, for me, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, and I mean, she got upset, but not, I guess, as deeply as I did, because I felt like something I had worked so hard for her and for me kind of got snatched away from us. And I was pretty depressed about it for a while, but I kind of got a new outlook on, because some days there were things that we would film and I'd be like, Alexandra, we got to film this because we got, bills to pay, and which we still have bills to pay. But anyway, and she wouldn't want to. And I
Mm.
I wouldn't force her, but I'd be like, we got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And after being hacked, I think I definitely have a better outlook on doing more things that we enjoy doing, that we love doing, and not trying to be relevant. It's kind
Mm.
of what makes us happy instead of trying to appease everybody. And we're like, if we're meant to be relevant and be trending, then we will be. And I am not going to stress about doing it anymore because I don't care.
Wow, that sounds like a big weight off your shoulders. So something that
Yeah.
could, probably was very challenging. It sounds like you've really shifted.
No, for sure. And we do a lot more stuff that she enjoys doing. And I mean, she still has to wake up and it's still a job and we still have to do things that we don't want to do. But I don't think it's like before. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay. I think that we definitely are happier with the content that we're making now, instead of trying to keep up with the Joneses on social media.
What is your favorite content to make? Or what is your, like, you talk about what Alexandria likes to do. Like, what is that? Like,
What do
what
you like
is
to
your
film with
favorite?
me?
Clothing hauls.
Ooh,
Girl
who doesn't
loves to
love a
shop.
good clothing haul?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, I
amazing.
will say like the main thing that we were making the most income on was munch packs and trying treats. And so when she wouldn't want to, I'd be like, well, we got to do it.
Mm.
We got to do it. And so we kind of shifted from that, and we more vlogging, more shopping, more creating clothing, and just kind of whatever she wants. If she wants to do something, I'm like, let's go. I don't care if it gets views. Let's go. We'll go do
Well, that's
it.
fun. That's
So
way more fun.
it is. It's definitely more fun and not as stressful. And I think it's more authentic this way, us doing what we love to do, because I think people change and grow, and it's okay to change your
Oh,
content if that's what
absolutely.
makes you happy.
Absolutely. So, Alexandra, tell me more about you liking shopping because that kind of actually shocks me. I mean, I love to shop. Morgan will say she loves to shop, but then really in reality, what she'll like to do is just go sit down as I shop. And then she'll say to me, Mom, can you find me something good? And she just like literally wants to. So, do you actually go in the racks and like look at all the clothes and make decisions and kind of so
Mhm.
you like to shop the way we all know shopping is.
Now, we don't do physical labor. And if shopping gets too labor intensive, she's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If we've been shopping for a while, she's like, I'm over this. Okay. But the initial, when we just start out, she loves it. What are you into right now, other than clothes? She loves clothes. You were in for lipsticks for a while.
Yeah,
Bathing
that.
suits. We're into bathing
Yes.
suits right now.
Well, I need a new one.
Why?
You know that.
Girl, I know. Don't we all?
Well, we all need a new bathing suit right now because we're heading into the summer weather, right?
But no, she does. She loves to shop. She loves to talk to her friends. We love to travel.
I love traveling.
Where's Morgan
traveling.
loves to travel too. Where do you like to travel to?
We have a cabin in Wyoming.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Mhm.
state.
We like to go to Wyoming, but I think it's more of like the journey to Wyoming. We like to stop at our favorite stores and we like to eat at our favorite restaurants
Yeah.
and get a cocktail and an appetizer.
I love
Aw.
appetizers.
Oh yeah, we're big foodies.
Aw.
Shoppers and foodies.
Yeah.
And Starbucks coffee. Just
Yes.
What do you like to get
generic
at
white girl
Starbucks?
things.
Morgan is a huge Starbucks fan. What do you like at Starbucks?
I get the vanilla lattes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
She is a coffee connoisseur.
I
Okay.
used to not like coffee, but my mother got me into it big time, and I love it now.
I have a feeling that is probably, I don't know if Morgan would say it exactly that way, but I think that that's what happened to Morgan too, because my
Mhm.
husband and I, we are coffee fiends. I mean, we
How
try
do
not
you
to drink
survive the
much after the
day?
morning, but yeah. And I think Morgan just kind of caved at some point. She's just like,
Yeah.
okay, if you
I think
can't
they're
beat them,
like,
join them.
why do they keep? I don't understand. And then she tried it and was like, oh, it's really good. Especially the coffee
used
that's like
to.
more sugar and milk than it is coffee.
The
Right.
frappuccinos. Have you ever
Uh-huh.
heard of frappuccinos?
Oh, yes. Morgan used to
My
love frappuccinos.
mom got me into that first, and she started making coffee. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
We love food. Love food.
What's your favorite food? What food do you like?
Pizza. I love
Oh,
pizza.
yeah, that's Morgan too. She loves pizza. Do you have a
Yes.
favorite kind of pizza?
A hamburger pizza.
Okay.
Mhm. She's very, which seems to be common with most Boom Center people,
I'm
very
very
like, I will
picky.
eat this, I will eat this, and this. And like, those are her go tos. Though I will give it to her. She's very good at trying new things. She will
Mm-hmm.
usually try something at least once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
That's
for the most
Morgan
part,
too.
we're very like, we stick with what we know, what we like,
Yeah.
very creature of habit.
Yeah.
Well, I have a controversial question for you in regards to pizza. Pineapple
No.
or no pineapple?
I don't mind pineapple.
You don't mind pineapple. Okay. That's the same as Morgan. Yeah. Some people are very,
She loves pepperoni. I
okay.
don't.
Or Sweep the Kitchen. Do y'all have Sweep the Kitchen in
No.
California? Do you
No.
know
What is that?
It's like where they just throw everything on the pizza.
Is that
Olive,
what they call it?
onions.
Sweep the kitchen?
Sweep
How
the kitchen.
cute
Like you
is
sweep
that?
everything off the kitchen floor and you just throw it into your pizza.
Oh, I love that.
Southern thing. It's really
Okay.
good.
That sounds really, really good.
She doesn't eat that. It's got too many
No,
veggies on it.
too many
I'm
things.
very
Yeah.
picky.
Yes. Picky girl.
Oh. Well, I mean, you guys do such a good job at Williams syndrome awareness. Like, what does awareness mean to you? And how can, my community, better understand and support and celebrate individuals with Williams syndrome?
No, that's a good question. How do you want to be celebrated?
I want people to know it's okay if you have a bad day, but know that will be okay and at the end of the day, and you'll be okay.
I love that.
You're gonna be okay.
I know.
Am I
That's
gonna be
very
okay?
inspiring.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, we love to spread awareness because we get a lot of DMs from parents of young children that just got diagnosed with Williams syndrome, and it's like they type in like Williams syndrome, and we're the first ones that pop up, and it's like, well, I'm not necessarily, but I know that's what people have told us, and I'm like, we're just weird people on the internet, just trying to remind you to stay weird and keep being yourself. But like, here's the link to the Williams Syndrome Association. Because I guess a common theme is like a lot of doctors aren't familiar with Williams syndrome. And it just seems like parents are like, there's something not right. And until they come across a doctor who has treated or knows of Williams syndrome, they're kind of like, that's exactly what that is. So I think raising more awareness so people are familiar with what's going on. Because like, when something is different with your child. And I think it was 20,000 and now it's gone down to 1 in 10,000. So just the more awareness that's out there, the more people who can get answers if that's what's going on with their child, or even if they have something other than Williams syndrome. It's okay to be different. It's okay to do things a different way. It's okay to have to create your own journey and be a little weird or whatever. Normal's boring. And we're okay with that. And we try to encourage our community to embrace what makes you a little different.
I love that.
So
yeah, that's beautiful. Well, if there was one message that you guys wanted to share with the world today, like what would that be?
like, stay weird.
Stay weird.
Also, stay positive.
Oh, I
That's
love
right.
that.
Everybody has bad days. Everybody has rocky roads, but it doesn't last forever. It's temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to be like yourself.
I love
At the end of the
that.
day, your weird self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what?
I don't know.
Well, just in closing, can you guys tell everybody where to find you guys and like what would be the easiest way to connect with you two?
What are we on?
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, right?
Yeah, we do TikTok sometimes. We don't really understand TikTok.
No, we don't.
I feel very TikTok ignorant, but we're there. Are we doing it correctly? Probably not.
Maybe. Oops.
But we're the Birch Family on all of our platforms. You can usually just Google it and find us, but we're on there. We're everywhere. You can always find us being weird somewhere on the internet.
Well, it's weird and fun is what I would call it. So I'm right there with you. I love being weird, and I'm going to add fun because I'm always about the fun factor. So
we like fun. Yes.
Yeah. Well, this has been so wonderful having you on. I really, really appreciate your time. I'm so inspired by your message. I had no clue, Alexandria, that you and Morgan had so many similarities as far as, obviously the Williams syndrome is the similarity, but I didn't realize you guys were so close in age and, just the pizza thing and that's super cool. So I know we met this past year at the Williams Syndrome Association, but hopefully we'll, Morgan and I travel. And if you ladies ever want to come out to California and do a little shopping, you guys are always welcome here. You guys could come and visit us.
Well, Morgan would have to shop with us. That would be our prerequisite.
Well, she would for like a few minutes. She'd look at like 1 or 2 racks and then she would find a chair to sit down. And then she would say, Mom, find me something cute.
We could find her something cute.
There you go. She'd maybe tell you guys to find her something cute. Exactly.
I did meet her, but I didn't get to meet you. I don't know. And I accidentally called her Logan on accident.
Uh-oh.
Where did Logan come from?
And she said, I'm Morgan. I'm like, oops, sorry.
Logan. Doesn't sound anything like Morgan.
I know.
You
Oops.
goofball.
Oopsie. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I have a hard
Thank
time
you
with
for having
names
us.
too.
We were honored to be here.
Oh, I know. I think I know we didn't get to meet Alexandria at the Williams Syndrome Association. I was super busy. Oh my God, we were working. You
were.
guys were working too,
Well, our
right? Your
we
mom
were.
was there. Yeah. I mean, that was a busy event, but a fun one.
It was
So
fun. Yeah, Alexandra,
yeah.
we had a booth and Alexandra was like, I understand I have to work, but I can go hang out with my friends, right? Like I don't have to be here the whole time, right? And Mom was like, yeah, I'll work the booth. I'll be working.
Well, I didn't have much time with them.
I know. And then I'd call Mom. I'd be like, what's going on? She's like, well, all these people are wanting to see Alexandra and she's off somewhere with somebody. Not working the booth. And I'm like, well, anyway.
Oh.
But no, thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. We
Oh,
love to
this
travel
was so
too.
much fun. Yeah, this was so much fun. Looking forward to more fun together. So enjoy your guys' day. And
Thank you.
to all my friends out there, again, thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to your comments and connecting. So enjoy your day, everyone.
Thanks.
Love
Thank you,
you. All right.
everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, dear friends. I would be thrilled to hear which part resonated with you the most. Your reflections on today's topic and how it sparked action in your life mean a lot to me. Feel free to share your thoughts at podcasts@innersensebeauty.com or leave a review. I look forward to you coming back next week to explore another exciting topic together. If you'd like to dive deeper, be sure to check out the show notes for some valuable links. Until we meet again, take good care of yourself. Know that you are surrounded by love and always trust your inner sense. Wishing you all the best, friends.